I think, if I can put the most positive construction on that, I do think guys are just dying for what they do to matter somewhere. And sometimes they feel like it doesn't matter on their home turf, and they're just looking for some place where they feel like they matter. And you're right, it is instant gratification. You tweet something or post something or blog something or podcast something, and you feel like, well, I'm doing something that's mattering to somebody out there, whereas my local church ministry is a slog. I do think, I think people can be, we talked about discouragement. People can be discouraged and they can look for some quick outlet where that sense of fulfillment can be achieved. And social media is one of the ways that can play out. And it can be a substitute for the slog of local church ministry. On the other hand, I will say, as much as I have enjoyed opportunities to serve the Lord in contexts like this, a podcast or at a conference, one of the things I've always loved going back to my church is the, by and large, unawareness on their part of what I'm doing in those settings. So I am not a big deal to them. I'm just Ligon, and I'm just the pastor. I'm not the guy that did a plenary talk at a conference, or I did a podcast, or I wrote an article. I'm just the pastor. And I love that a lot of times they're just totally unaware of the things that I've done out there. And if we can deliberately make that place the place that we love the most, it'll actually help in this pride challenge a little bit, because you're thinking, well, if I get invited to that, that means I'm making it. I'm doing something. But it's really your work in the local church. Yeah. That's what matters. And I like that environment because I'm not the guy from out of town with a briefcase. I'm not the big name coming in to speak at the conference. I'm their pastor. I know them and I live with them. They know me. I know them. I know what's going on in their lives. I love preaching in that setting. I don't ever find myself having to check my heart in that setting the way I might have to check my heart if I'm in a conference setting or something like that. Right. Because I don't want to be, I'm a big deal because I'm speaking at this conference. Yeah. I want to be in the mode of, let me see if I can help pastors or if I can help church members for other pastors. Let me not mess up those church members that are going to go back to a faithful pastor in his congregation. Let me help him a little bit with them. That's where I have to kind of watch myself. In my local church, I've got some built-in protection on that. So I do think you're right in this day and age with the opportunities that we have to speak to the entire world. We need to make sure that our real focus is on our little flock. And hey, if we can do occasional help out there, that's fine. But that's not really what the Lord has put us here for. Yeah.
But there's a leading partner.